starting, so I'm going to give you some comments. So please, maybe you can just take a note, and Teacher Lida may also listen to this because you can take it as lesson and you can improve your interview when it's your turn. Yes, I can hear you, Teacher Lida, right now. Teacher Lida? Okay. So I'm now giving the comment to Teacher Patana. So please just listen, and maybe it can be your great lesson to her voice, something that she made. So honestly, she made a lot of good things, but I'm not going to say it because it's good already. So just pick up some point that she need to improve. Teacher Patana, you should take note as well, and so maybe keep in mind. So the first thing you should. The first thing you should do is maybe you should offer the information sheet and consent form to the interviewee. So because we are not together actually, so maybe you can just speak it out. Okay, teacher. So before we start the interview, I would like to give you the consent sheet. And you can just read this, and this is just the kind of the form that gives some information about our research, our group, and also you can just maybe like 3 seconds or 5 seconds or 1 minute later, you can just give a consent form to her to read it once again, and you, while she's reading, maybe you can just describe a little bit, and also you can just ask him or her to write down the name and the date and sign on it as well before we get interview. And I think we are now using English, but I hope that maybe you can use Khmer very often. Don't expect the teacher of English they speak English to you as you all did, because you just do a role play. For the real, in reality, I think it's hard. But if it is, if it works, I also I'll hope that as well. And one more thing is about keep confidential. You should have informed her that you the information collected will be kept confidential for her, so that she will be confident to share all the information we asked. And before, after asking for recording, when you should ask her as well. Don't just inform her, but ask her. Just ask her. Excuse me, may I ask you to record the audio, the interview? Actually, you ask, but it's not the question is not for the polite way, but you just speak it out. So you should better make a polite word in Khmer, maybe you can do so. And after that, you have to use your phone here, and then you just click on record, and you don't put in front of you, but you put nearby the interviewee, because we want to hear clearly the sound from the interviewee. And it is the recorder is very important. If you lose it, we will go again and get another interview. Because this is all about the information we need. One more thing, ask her name. I did not notice that you asked her name. In order to make a comfortable meeting or discussion or interview, you should ask her for her names and make a very small chit chat on that before we start. Don't just go straight, or she doesn't get any sense of friendship or relationship with you, and then she will not share with you fully, we can say. And maybe you can just ask, hello teacher, my name is, you can ask in Khmer, you can say in Khmer, my mother's here, so I'm speaking in English. So you can say, what's your name? My name is Patana. What's your name, teacher? Is it okay for your student? Do they participate well in the class, teacher? This is not our question in the question form, in the question guide, but it's a good question that we can just make a chit chat or make a small relationship with him or her before we start our interview. Speak Khmer and somehow in English. So I don't recommend you to speak Khmer all the time, but maybe you can mix up Khmer and English. So we get both. What we get is that it is not a problem for her or him to share the information what he or she want to share. And when we sometimes speak English, they also speak the keyword which we can take note while interviewing. One more thing, don't rush. Do not rush. Even though I know that you want to save the time, but do not rush, because it seems like you are pushing her to answer your question, honestly. So it's very important to make a relaxing manner or kinds of conversation as proper as you could. Nature of interview. You all have to know that the nature of the interview that we are conducting is rich or deep information. Why do we need to conduct an interview? Why don't we just do the survey for all? Because we want to get the rich information. That's why we cannot rush. We have to ask some information in order to get more and more information to make sure that the response answer to the question that we ask, right? Sometimes people talk a lot about that question, but it doesn't answer to that question at all. That's why we need to ask about this matter, but it's most relevant to the question, so that it responds authentically to the question. One more thing, lesson of interactive interview. I'm not sure, maybe because you are not turning on your camera. Maybe are you sitting? If we are meeting each other face to face, I can just know the way you look at, the way you sit, the way you use your body language or something, so that I recommend more. Even though the way we sit, if we sit in front of each other, one maybe at the right side, one maybe at the left side, so that you don't need to face, you don't need to confront your participant, and the way you speak, the way you sit, it could be comfortable. Yes, should be comfortable. And don't just read the question. This is the last comment that I would like to give you, Teacher Pratana. Don't just read the question. Just make sure that like you are having a talk with your friend, ask them like you are friends. Do not just ask the question like professional interviewer and she is the interviewee. So it seems like you are trying to force her to answer the question. Let me check the box. One more thing. Just remember in mind that we are not going to be an inspector. Calm down, be humble to ask the question, and thanks for their sharing, not for their response. Don't say that response, but consider it as sharing. Thank you for your sharing so much, and it will be helpful for us, something like that. And make sure that all the questions are properly answered. If you all have to be responsible for one interviewee only, so try your best to get rich information as possible as you can. Okay, so thank you. Let me check the comment. Okay, so it's now maybe we remained about 30 minutes, so maybe we're gonna get into another link for another interview. Thank you.